Hey YouTube family, welcome back to another episode of 2A-N-LA. This episode, my friends, is going to be a fun one, promise you that, okay? We're talking about how to Gucci your Glock, all right? Now, before we get started, as always, anything that I say in this episode, future episodes, or prior episodes is just my personal opinion. You should not take it as fact, you should not take it as law. Always do your own research and come to your own conclusions. All right, with that said, let's get the party rolling. All right, look, I know before we even get started, I know a lot of old heads out there are going to be like, oh, 2A-N-LA, the Glock is just a tool. It doesn't need to look pretty. It doesn't need to look, yeah, I get it. This episode is definitely not for you. All right. This is for people who want to use the Glock as a tool, yes, but also want to display a little bit of flair, want to display a little bit of style. Now, to the old head credits, I'll give them this, that I think too many people out there are making alterations to their gun and not considering how those alterations will affect the overall reliability of the gun. So you need to be very careful about what aftermarket parts that you use in your Glock. Fortunately though, there are tons of phenomenal aftermarket support out there for the Glock, better than any other manufacturer in the market. And even the old heads can't deny that. All right. So why would we want to Gucci the Glock? Yes, stylistically, because number one, it's a very unattractive gun out of the box. You know, it doesn't have, it's kind of boxy, it's kind of square. The ergonomics aren't great. What it is though, is a phenomenal gun for the price. It is unprecedented in terms of its reliability, especially given the scope and the breadth of the usage of the weapon. That's why so many law enforcement agencies use Glocks, right? And again, fortunately for us, because aftermarket support is unparalleled, we can have the opportunity to make these guns very effective tools, but also make them look fly, for lack of a better word, right? All right, so let's talk about how to Gucci. Now, there are various levels to Gucci. You know, you can keep your Glock pretty standard. If you're worried about affecting overall reliability, you can keep your Glock pretty standard and still have it be Gucci. So let's start off with my Glock 17. All right. And before we even get rolling, safe and clear, right? All right. This is my G17. To me, this is a very attractive looking gun, but the modifications I've made to it are relatively modest. This is the factory slide, and as you can see, I just took the factory slide and had it Cerakoted. I added a Trijicon RMR optic and some Trijicon suppressor high sights, and I had added a mag well to make the gun easier to load and unload, and also had that Cerakoted to match the slide. I added an Overwatch precision trigger, and I added an O-light that, in addition to a light, has a no, this one is just a flashlight, right? Just a flash. No, it has a laser on it too. So it has a laser and light system. Okay, so again, this is an example. The slide did not change. So this is a factory slide, just Cerakoted, a good Cerakote job. So it will not affect the way the slide moves back and forth. Trijicon RMR and sights are some of the best that are on the market. So these are upgrades to what came with the Glock. The magwell allows me to unload and reload easier, faster. So again, an upgrade. Nobody, even the old heads, while the stock trigger is very reliable, all will admit it's not very great. And Overwatch Precision makes a great trigger. So again, an upgrade. And nobody would argue that you shouldn't probably get a weapons light if it's your home defense gun. So again, to me, this is a very attractive looking gun. It's Gucci, you know, it stands out in the crowd, but it's not over the top, right? The only other thing I did was added an extended slide lock and extended mag release. All right, but other than that, this is a straight stock Glock, but it's Gucci, right? Okay, so let's talk about kind of the next level of where you can go. So on this gun, this is my Glock 19, right? So this one we did a little bit more. We kept the factory barrel, but we added a Rock USA slide, a Rock Slide USA slide. You can check that out. You see the aggressive serrations and vents in it, right? We also added a Swamp Fox optic. We added the Hive extended mag to give you more grip, right? We added the Hive Monarch trigger. And, you know, I don't see a lot of reviews on the Monarch trigger. I'll definitely do one because a couple of my guns have Monarch triggers, but it's a good trigger. You know, it's got free and clear, right? It's got a clean break. See that reset? Hold on, let me do it again. Very short reset on it. So it's a really good trigger. Again, an upgrade, significant upgrade from the factory trigger. And that's important. We added the Trijicon suppressor high sights blacked out on the front and back. We added an extended slide stop, extended mag release. We added pins that are also the same color as the accented blue. And I will add links to everything that you see on all the guns below. So if you want to Gucci your Glock, you can hook it up. All right. The other things that is not great on Glocks out of the blocks are the grip, right? It's again, these are things that make the gun look more attractive, but also are functional. This has a real like tacky grip that I can get my hands on, right? And so these are Talon grips. And again, they add additional functionality to the gun at the same time giving it a sense of style. Obviously, I got my O-light on here as well. Can't roll without a weapons light. And this is one of my EDC guns. And so again, you guys, I think this gun looks phenomenal. You know, I'll show this one and I'll also put up a picture of what it looked like straight from the factory. And I think nobody can deny that this is a good looking gun, but at the same time, almost everything that I've done to this grade is an upgrade to the way it came from the factory. All right. That's the G19. Okay. My other Glock, and look, y'all, when I did my handgun collection, I told you guys I did my thing on this one. I did my fizzle on this one. This is my Glock 27 in 40 caliber. Okay, look, we still got the Rock USA slide, but this is more than just a slide. This is an entire upper from Rock USA. So if you guys are doing like polymer 80 bills and you need an upper, Rock USA makes a very affordable, reliable, good looking slide. Look at that. Look at that. They did the entire upper, right? The entire upper. I mean, they did their thing on this one. It's a very attractive gun. So I took this kind of, this green, and then to address the grip, I added a whole grip that's close to the same color. I added, hold on, just so you guys know, right? Free and clear. I added the extended slide stop the extended weapons light. I upgraded the pins on the gun, as you can see here. And right there, I added the Monarch trigger and the Hive extended magazine, right? I got a TLR6 weapons light on here. Look. Oh, and certainly can't forget the Holosun 507C optic, right? With the Trijicon suppressor high sights. This gun is sexy. It is drop dead sexy. This is Gucci at its best, right? But again, none of the things that I've added, no, even the sternness of old heads can't argue that the Holosun 507C isn't a good optic, that the TLR6 isn't a good weapons light, that Hogue doesn't make a great grip, that there are functional improvements by having an extended slide lock and an extended mag release. And that the Monarch trigger is an upgrade to the factory trigger in Glock. So again, you can make your gun Gucci without affecting the personality. Also added a Rock USA chrome barrel. Again, they did the whole upper. And I also wanted it that way because if for some reason I didn't like it, I didn't have a hodgepodge of parts, I can just take this upper off, put back my factory upper and roll with it that way, right? Okay, so look, in conclusion, there are certain parts of the gun that you can Gucci. Certain parts of the gun that you can make to make the whole visual change the whole visual of your Glock, to make it Gucci, right? Number one is the slide, right? You can either Cerakote the stock slide or you can put on a whole new slide, right? Number two is the barrel. There's nothing wrong with the factory barrel. I have the factory barrel on my 17 and I've got the factory barrel on my 19. But since I had Rock Slide USA do the whole upper on here, they added a chrome barrel. So you can add a color barrel that's just as good, if not better, than the factory barrel, right? The trigger. Glock triggers, while very reliable, are not the best. They're kind of crunchy. They're not smooth. So adding Overwatch precision trigger like I have here, or a Monarch trigger like I have on the other two guns, will change the way you shoot. It'll make your shooting experience better, right? So we talked about the slide, the barrel, the optic. Putting a red dot optic on your gun, you don't need one. I don't have an optic on my CZ, for example, and I'm probably more accurate with that gun than any other gun, but at distances and for quick acquisition of the target, yeah, a red dot is a great option, and it makes the gun look cool, you know, for lack of a better words. And when you add that, you got to have suppressor high sights for backup. So you still got your standard sights there as well. Again, functionality, but cool, right? All right. Grip. Now here I went with the Talon grips on this gun, and it makes it very easy to grip, very easy to get a hold to. No problem. Here I went for a whole grip where I just overlaid the grip on top of the lower, right? And the other thing you can do for grip is get a custom stipple job. They're obviously more expensive than the two options you see here, but they are definitely Gucci. Definitely Gucci, and they're functional because they improve the overall factory grip. Okay? All right, so we've got the slide, the barrel, the optic, the sights. We talked about the grip. We've talked about the trigger. Add a weapons light to your gun. Look, if you are utilizing your gun for home defense, maybe not as much everyday carry, but you never know, I say put a weapons light on your gun. If this is a gun that I'm entrusting to save my life, I want a weapons light on my gun. And so I've got two O-lights, Balder minis on these two. This is the Valkyrie actually. And here I got the TLR6. Yeah, put a weapons light on your gun. I also say an extended mag lock and an extended slide lock and an extended mag release. It makes for easier use. Now I've got pretty big paws, so I don't struggle to get to the slide stop or the mag, but some people do. If you got smaller hands, it's a must in my opinion. It's a must for me too. It just makes it easier. But if you got smaller hands, I definitely think you should get it. I definitely think you should utilize it, right? Okay. And then the pins, look, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the factory pins. The pin just adds to the Gucci. They're not an upgrade. They're not a downgrade. They just kind of add to the overall look of the weapon, particularly on something like the 19, where the pins really stand out from the black tone on the gun, right? All right, so look, everyone, bottom line is hook up your Glock. Get it Gucci, right? Again, I'm going to have links to everything that I've showed you guys down below. So if you want to do what I do, hook your gun up like I hooked up mine, then you'll have it available for you. Okay. Also, look, I know a lot of you guys have Gucci'd out your Glocks. You know, definitely talk to me about what you did, what you're using. Get at me. As always, please, I appreciate your support. Please like, comment, subscribe. Go check out the older videos too, because there's a lot of good content there that you may have missed if you're just joining the 2A-N-LA family. Until next time, treat each other well. Peace.